And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
What you just watched was what appears to be the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, doing the Nazi salute. That's right. That was Elon Musk at a victory speech for the Republicans for Donald Trump. Was it his inauguration? I believe it was his inauguration. So much has happened in these like 4 days. It's been 4 days. And so much has happened. And one of them was that Elon Musk did what is apparently a Nazi salute. Now, the thing with the Nazi salute is everyone's calling Elon Musk a Nazi. But is he really a Nazi? Let's be honest. Is he really a Nazi? Or is he just an edgelord? I mean, the ADL is saying this is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. That's the ADL, guys. Remember, the Anti-Defamation League. The very organization started to fight anti-Semitism. Then, noted Zionist Batya Ungar-Sargon, super pro-Israel, as a person with a strong track record of criticizing Elon Musk, I feel extremely confident that asserting that this was not a Nazi salute. Elon Musk is a true friend to the Jews. Yeah, Batya Ungar-Sargon, always fighting for the Jewish people. Anyways, then Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, head honcho of the Zionists himself, is saying Elon Musk is being falsely smeared. Elon is a great friend of Israel. He visited Israel after the October 7th massacre in which Hamas terrorists committed the worst, blah, 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 starts to get into the propaganda of why he decided committing a genocide was just. But remember, why did Elon Musk go to Israel? Do you guys remember? Then he went to Auschwitz. He was on a little apology tour. I think he was on a podcast saying that, like, was it Lex Friedman's podcast? I don't remember. I don't watch the Manosphere stuff. He said something along the lines of, I would be more worried about your actions and how many more Hamas members you've just created. And he was getting a lot of heat. And then there was this infamous tweet saying, okay, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of I can't read it. It's too small on my screen. I'm blind in my left eye. So, but essentially it was saying that there was a hatred against Jews that the whites, there was a hatred against whites that the Jews were pushing. Just extremely anti-Semitic stuff. Just extremely anti-Semitic stuff. And head honcho Elon Musk of X comes in and says, you have said the actual truth. That's why he was in Israel. Because people were pulling out of advertising for Twitter. And even though he told them to go F themselves, he needed the revenue. He just spent $44 billion on something that, was worth $22 billion after like 1 week of him buying it. So the real question is, everyone's saying Elon Musk is not a Nazi. I mean, we've got, chief Zionists like Netanyahu, Israeli apologists like that Bater Organ Sangya, I forgot her name. What was it? Batya Ungar-Sargon, ADL, the ADL standing up for him. So perhaps it wasn't a Nazi salute. Perhaps, like Sagar and Jetty said on Breaking Points, he's just an awkward autistic man who was saying, my heart goes out to you. Perhaps it just kind of looks like a Nazi salute, but isn't an actual Nazi salute. Looks like it was a Nazi salute, guys. But again, like Sagar said, perhaps, perhaps he was just saying my heart goes out to you. It was awkward. Maybe he doesn't know how to say like he doesn't know how to express my heart goes out to you. You know what I mean? Like they said, he's autistic. Guys, he's not. Oh, so he does know how to do the my heart goes out to you thing. Guys, I don't. Still, is he a Nazi though? Is he a Nazi? Musk recently went out of his way to offer support for a German far right party whose members have a history of Holocaust trivialization and use of Nazi slogans. He then does what looks like the Nazi salute in front of millions, and the ADL still defend him. What a pathetically dishonest work. Exactly. The ADL is supposed to be the Anti Defamation League. It's supposed to be fighting anti Semitism. And yet, here's this guy who's doing the Nazi salute, looks like the Nazi salute, is parroting Nazi ideology and talking points, is backing Nazi parties or Nazi adjacent parties in Europe, like in Germany. But honestly, I'll tell you what I think honestly happened. I don't think he is a Nazi. I think what happened was he knew what he was going to say in his speech, and he was sitting in a room with a bunch of yes men, and he looked at all of them and he said, "Hey guys, do you know what I'm going to do? I can't do an Elon Musk. What if I do like a Nazi salute after I say my heart goes out to you, but I just say that it was actually a gesture of me throwing my heart to the crowd, but I'll make it look like a Nazi salute. It'll trigger the libs." That's probably what happened. And honestly, I think that is what happened. He's just this man-child edgelord baby who is also the richest man in the world. I honestly think that's what happens. I don't think he's a Nazi, guys. I don't say yes to Nazi accusations. Some people will go gobbles anything down. Stop goring your enemies, guys. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I think Elon Musk is a Nazi. Actually, yep, I think he's a Nazi. Let's see what the ADL has to say about that. Making inappropriate and highly offensive jokes that trivialize the Holocaust only serve to minimize the evil and inhumanely and inhumanity of Nazi crimes. I can't read. Anyways, the ADL goes on and on. What happened, guys? What happened? Just the other day, the day before this, you were like, no, he's not a Nazi. He's just awkward. And things are inflamed, and he's just awkward. He's not a Nazi. Looks like a Nazi to me. The truth is, I do think he's being an edgelord, but I also think he might just be a Nazi. I mean, he's a white South African who grew up with a father who owned an emerald mine, and thinks apartheid is a good thing. Thinks and he was a uh, you know, he was on the good end. If there's a good end, he was a benefactor. Let's just say of apartheid. Loves Israel all of a sudden, but he keeps doing these weird little things like making fun of the Holocaust with this poem, that little Nazi salute, parroting some heinous Nazi ideologies, backing Nazi parties. Oh, and there's one more thing he did. He bought Twitter. And do you guys remember what he did? One of the first things he did. Yep. It was to unsuspend and reinvite all the Nazis back. Now, he was saying he believes in free speech, right? It's supposed to be the internet's town square. So I get it. Of course. We should have them. It isn't free speech if Nazis can't talk, right? But then he amplified them. He amplified them. So now all you see, I can't go a day going through my own timeline without seeing something from a Nazi. I think he might be a Nazi. If he talks like a goose, if he walks like a goose, if he's goose stepping, he's probably a Nazi. He is a Nazi. Elon Musk is a friggin' Nazi. He's also an Islamophobe. and just a piece of garbage in general. And here's the funniest thing, and not funny, just scariest thing. He's got a position in this White House. He's going to be in the West Wing of the White House. I don't know what's next for America, but it ain't looking too hot.